the problems with politicians. That's what we're talking about today. I don't know if some of you might have noticed, but there is this phenomenon by politicians of coming with a solution which in its nature it's a problem. They present it to you, dress it as a solution. But when you look at it, when you closely look at this thing, they are actually bringing you a problem. As the people who are affected by a certain situation, they are bringing you a problem. And they'll convince you that, well, this is the solution we're bringing to the table on the problem you've been complaining about. It might be a problem of water issues, electricity, road maintenance, like service delivery issues, anything. They'll come with something, a proposal, propose it as a solution. But in fact, that thing is a problem. Now, this is what they do. I have, in fact, 2 examples which I want to use. I know there might be more examples, but I've chosen 2 examples which I need to talk about and address today. Number 1 being the Giyani water crisis, and the second being coal trucks accidents. Now let's go back to the issue of Giyani water crisis. A couple of days ago, there was an interview on Power FM where they invited the Deputy Minister of Water Affairs and Sanitation. He went there, spoke to them, and amongst the things he said is that in their solution to try and solve the Giyani water crisis, they have connected Nandoni Dam to a dam which is on the side of Giyani. I think they said it's Mvami Dam. That's the dam which is going to supply the surrounding villages with water. Now, listen to what they did. That connection to Nandoni, the water which is coming from Nandoni, it's not clean drinkable water. It's unprocessed water, untreated water, raw as it is, dirty as it is, taking it down to Giyani. What kind of a solution is that? They just presented them with a problem. What is the community supposed to do? Now they must drink dirty water, and he in fact admitted that the Giyani facilities are not up to standard. They cannot treat enough water to supply the villages. The treatment facilities they have can supply a few villages. So now they are just bringing in water which in a way it's not drinkable, it's not usable. And unfortunately that was presented as a solution, and billions and billions of rands have been spent on that project. To this day, the people don't have water there. They don't have access to water, and they went on a strike a couple of days back, raising the very same issue of not having water. And it's even worse now because the plan they are working on top of, it's a plan which was developed more than 20 years ago. That's when they went there. More than 20 years ago, they went there to assess the whole area, come up with a plan, And on that plan, they were supposed to be helping a certain number of villages. Now, 20 years, 25 years later, the population has grown. It's much bigger than it was when they went there to do their assessments. Now the population has grown. There's even more villages. It's even much of a bigger problem. I don't know what is it they're going to do there, but something has to be done, and they presented a problem claiming it's a solution. Enough about that. The second issue, coal trucks accident, or accidents, I must say. A month ago, there was a very, very bad accident which happened in Pongolo. That accident claimed, I think it was 21 or 22 lives of young kids coming back from school. They were hit by a truck. All of them gone. Then we had politicians running down to KZN. Even the transport minister, Fikile Mbalula, was there. Said whatever they said, and part of their solution on that situation of trucks using N2 to transport coal to the ports, they decided that, okay, this is what we're going to do. They diverted the trucks to a different route, and that was their solution. And now the towns which have taken these trucks are suffering the same consequences as the previous town was suffering. They just outsourced accidents now to a different route. Now people are suffering on that route they decided to use. The problem is still there. It didn't go. The problem is the trucks. It's not the road, or I don't know. It's the problem is the trucks. They just decided, let's move the trucks away. They're going to use this route. And the problems are still continuing with different people now. So these are some of the things politicians are doing. These are some of the things politicians are doing to the people of South Africa. And they present some of these things as solutions. But if you look at them close enough, you'd see that there's actually no solution here. The two things which I've spoken of, there's no solution. They just dragged a problem from Nandoni, handed it over to the people of Giyani, took a problem from the N2 which was passing by Pongolo, handed it over to the people who are around that route which is used now. So, but anyway, these are the people we vote for. These are the people you and I vote for, unfortunately.